Kings and Queens, welcome back. This is our show, our network, the podcast, the SteelSharpnSteel podcast, a place where black excellence meet black mediocrity. I'm your host, Ja.
Family, you know your boy Mr. Love is Love. If you didn't do it already, hit that subscribe button. You know whatever you get from us, you learn and you grow with it. Whatever we get from you, we learn and we grow with it as well. Like, comment, and share, guys.
Season finale, get right into it. First and foremost, I want to tell everybody, just anybody that's clicked the YouTube, click the link in the bio, follow the page. Just y'all showing our love. We just greatly appreciate it for us to keep going, and our gratitude is so present. I say that to you all the time, but we really appreciate y'all for just showing love to the platform and seeing the vision where we're really trying to go.
Listen, man, most importantly, I appreciate this man for giving me the opportunity to bring something to the people, you know. So it's all love, and we here for you just as much as you here for us. Thank you.
Yeah, and I just want to say thank you for all the guests as well.
Absolutely.
That participated in the show. You know, we greatly honor you, we greatly applaud you and appreciate you. Y'all came with some heat from the Let's Rap, from dropping gems, you know, just adding value, and that's what we're really about. So we're gonna get right into it. So we started this show. Basically, we started the podcast and the platform because when you think of the global spectrum of black people is always negated. It's not as, you know, positive lights or doing things that could actually push the culture and help better us as people. So SteelSharpnSteel basically is displaying black victory on all horizons. So anything that you have done that's considered life momentum is a win. And we want to just display all avenues of success, because when people think about basketball and rapping, entertainment and sports, that's the only thing that's successful when it comes to the black community. So SteelSharpnSteel is going to basically show you all kinds of success in the boroughs of New York City, in the world. If you want to contact us, if you're doing something, that's what we're all about. So
this man was in the mirror preparing himself for that one right there, because that was golden. I like that. But nah, he not lying though. We here just to, you know, bridge that gap, you know, with black excellence and mediocrity. But at the same time, if you're looking to, you know, build something and better yourself, that's what we're here for. You know, come on the show, we're going to talk about it. I always tell people, somebody else is out there, they don't know how to start, but by you coming on the show, you just give them that opportunity to, you know, get into the process or start the process. So we're here for that.
Yeah, we just giving y'all a platform of self-help, black power, you know what I'm saying, personal development, black history. Absolutely. And we're going to do it on all avenues. So we're going to bring our people back by putting on positive black media. Let's get right into it. So the first episode for season 4, we had my sis,
Miss
Mo,
yes,
from the Your Mental Matters podcast.
Whoever that future self is that you see, before you even get there, you already have that in you.
Right.
You know, like the millionaires and the people who are successful, they already was that before. That's how they was able to get to that plateau. So I feel like that's why now, like, affirming myself and feeling confident comes.
And it goes back to you saying nobody can tell you nothing because you have that faith.
Yeah, because we all listen, we bleed the same.
Yeah.
We all can do it. What's the difference? We all got that 24 hours. It's just the choices that we made to get us where we are.
Exactly.
I love her podcast. Just an advocate for mental health, you know, womanhood, very transparent platform. And she does a lot of hair work as well. But one thing that really stood out to me in that episode, well, first of all, I want to say shout outs to you.
Right.
But what really stood out to me in that episode was just having that foundation, like, you know, of faith, love, and hope. I feel like when it comes to just life, sometimes if you don't have that foundation, you could be lost, you could crumble. You got to have something that you stand on for the most part. So what she really stood out to me in that episode too as well, just having self-care, barriers, saying no. Because sometimes I notice in my life, I'm just so like, yeah, I got you. But Mo was like, nah, it's okay to say no. You know what I'm saying? So I fuck with her episode OD. And shout out to Your Mental's podcast.
Right, nah, that's a fact. Shout out to Your Mental podcast. Shout out to Mo. Appreciate you always. And just to piggyback on what my brother was saying, you know, Mo is intentionally involved in mental health field, you know, and she's developing a sound understanding of traumas people experience.
Facts.
And I appreciate her for just helping me just as much as the audience understand, like, you can give yourself grace, you know, and just give yourself that time and space to heal and just come back to life, you know? Like, whatever you like to do, just give yourself that time to do it, you know? And then life is always gonna be here when you get back.
Facts.
You know?
It's like remembering tomorrow type shit. She really told me about the self-care, like just saying no. It is self-care.
Nah, it is. It is, because at the same time, is what may you be getting out of it? And not to say it like that, you know, but if you have things that you need to do, you got to focus on that. You know, if you have the opportunity to go out your way, by all means. But if you got things to get done, don't let the grass grow under your foot.
That boy said, I'm giving gems while y'all receiving them. So the next episode, my boy, my brother, Mr. GP,
Nah, talk about it.
Mr. Who Took This. So his name is Fire, by the way, but his brand is really about, you know, New York City photography, streetwear, culture, Brooklyn culture.
You're adult and you at your new job. Like, it's gonna be some other adult there that's gonna try to talk to you a certain type of way, move around, just force you to do certain things that you don't want to do. So I say, like, just growing up big, like, me having to accept that I wasn't like regular in a sense, like to society. But to me, I felt mad regular. Like, I'm like, what's wrong with me? Like, I'm still a kid. Like, I'm still playing at recess. I'm still eating with y'all, doing everything. So I had to like just become like comfortable with not being, I guess, in the societal norm. Like, not fitting the standards of society. Like, oh, he's a bigger kid. Like, now people be like, oh, like, you the coolest big dude I ever met. And it's like,
I
feel like that,
you the coolest dude.
Yeah, but it's like, I feel like that's like me growing up and like accepting, like, all right, people gonna talk to me how they talk to me, whatever, but I'ma still be me. So it is what it is. Like, that's why I developed like this nonchalantness and like this attitude towards life that I just really, I don't care about now.
And being from Brooklyn, you know, we share a lot of mutual, because we went to school with him. You feel what I'm saying? But what I really appreciated about that episode was he was able to display the journey of a big kid in New York City.
Right.
So, like, confidence building. Like, because I was big as well when I was young. You feel what I'm saying? But I didn't really know how to build confidence for myself. I ain't really have a person to to put me in those routines to help build my confidence.
Right.
But what I fuck with him for so much in that episode, he was just, like, giving his truth.
That's all it is. You know, you live in your truth at the end of the day.
Right.
You know, so I feel like when he was talking about just being overweight or whatever the case may be, that necessarily shouldn't stop you from doing what you got to do throughout your day.
Right.
You know, and for me personally, I feel like GP, he's a very humble individual.
They call him G, so you know what I'm saying, Mr. Who Took This.
You know what I'm saying? But nah, very, very humble individual. But I feel like what I took from him from being on the show with us is just understanding that if you stop, that's just gonna be the ultimate failure. You know, your confidence may be there, may not be there, may fluctuate, whatever the case may be, but you just can't stop.
I feel like it was like tough times don't last, tough people do type shit.
You just gotta keep it going, you know, and I feel like that's what I personally took from my boy G.
Yeah, G was crazy. Like, we shout out to Mr. Who Took This. If you ever need any photography in New York City, go to follow him, Who Took This, SteelSharpnSteel, follow him as well, and get you some good heat, because he's behind the lens. The next one we want to go into is Miss Gigi. So I was telling you on the way here, bro, like, you know how certain people wake up and they say that they need certain quotes or certain words they gotta read or quote cards and shit like that for them to get them through the day.
Right.
This is an episode, like, I feel like I gotta carry as a mantra, like, as well. Like, she's a host, a moderator. She's worked for BET. She has a transplant platform. I really fuck with her on the, not even entrepreneurship, but she's very actionary. She got her hand in a lot of hats. So shout out to Gigi, but
I just do it. I feel like a lot of people plan so much and you're not even doing it. Just do it. It's never gonna be perfect.
Nike.
Just do it. I know, like, no shade, for real. Like, I know people who wanna do this, they wanna do that. I'm like, all right, so fucking do it. And they come up with all these excuses. I'm like, well, who told you have to do that to get there? Like, who told you that? Just do the shit. Nothing is perfect. Let people see, like, yo, she started here and now that shit is here. Like, it's okay.
I feel like
I feel like with this generation, social media has really have people think that shit gotta be perfect.
yeah.
Like, y'all want to put on for people instead of really putting on. Y'all want to look like y'all got it instead of really having it. And it's like, that's not me.
that's a bar.
This episode, she really just showed me that it's okay to make mistakes, bro. It's okay to sit there and just be like, I made that mistake. let me learn from it,
right.
and move forward.
Right.
We get caught up in mistakes. And one thing about life, I feel like life, you continue to have that same ass lesson. It's going to continue to appear until you learn the lesson.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It comes in so many different ways. But once you figure it out, then you move on.
Right.
I fuck with her episode.
No, I agree. That episode went crazy.
Crazy.
GG, you was talking your shit.
Crazy.
Sure. Now, one thing I can say is she has a leader mentality. She's very strong. You know, like one thing I admire about her, she's seriously direct. You know, I feel like certain things that she was bringing to the SteelSharpnSteel audience is the fact that although you may progress in life, you know, you got to always keep in mind the advantages and the disadvantages that could come out of the actions or the situations.
Right.
You know, you got to always keep in mind of what you possibly could get out of it. So at the end of the day, just be confident and just be real direct in what you're doing. You know, like she instilled that and reminded me of that. Like just being strong and just doing what you got to do. You just got to do it. Like she said, the Nike sign, you just do it.
Just
you
do
know.
it. And I fuck with her too. Like it's a famous quote by Jesse Isler, and he's like, once you get your foot in the door, you got to figure it out. She gave me those vibes. Like that episode was harsh. It was straightforward, but it was like, you got to figure it out. You got to do it. You got to make those mistakes. You got to take action. It was like a lot of action. Like do it. Like wake up. That's without I'm like, all right, bro.
And that's a fact, you know, because a lot of people they get lost, you know. So you gotta do it, plain and simple. And not to mention the fact of her talking about your surroundings, you know, having people that's just your hype man, you know, just having a hype man. You may need a hype man, you know, somebody that's gonna pump you up and put that battery in your back. So yeah, that's what I feel like. Gigi came and she was just talking her shit.
Gangster. So one thing I like about our friendship is we hold each other accountable.
Right.
People that's on this team, we hold each other accountable. And whether it's whatever you do in your life, you gotta have people in your corner that's gonna pull you back. That's what Gigi did. Gigi was like, you gotta have friends that's in your circle that can see when you down to pick you back up, and vice versa.
And that's how it is, you know, because SteelSharpnSteel, we just here to sharpen each other up. You know, we got to grow with each other. Like I was telling my brother earlier, my older brother actually earlier today, like, you know, I'm just getting my thoughts together, podcasts and all that. You know, SteelSharpnSteel, I love it so much because we here and we help each other.
Right.
You know, like we bringing so much value to the people, you know, but at the same time, in the process, you know, the people that's involved in the process, like we literally build with each other, you know, and I appreciate that, this outlet, you feel me? So, Gigi definitely reminded us of that, for sure.
Yeah. And then just a reminder to you, big bro, like I'm happy that I have a friend like you, that I have that outlet, I have that space. Like when I wake up in the morning, I can call you.
You know what I'm here.
With all transparency, can give me some love,
Nah,
bro.
you know the vibe.
And that's what we want to do for the community. Like it's really about just helping each other. Like we're a big organization that's just pride ourselves on helping black people.
100%.
No matter who you are, like whatever you need help in, there's no conditions of judgment. We want to make sure that you can display your victory.
100%.
You know what I'm
100%.
saying?
No, that's what it is.
We will get right into the next episode. Episode 4, Mr. Prince Waza.
Yes, sir.
So I'm a huge fan of Son. Met him through another relationship that we have via SteelSharpnSteel. And Prince, man, he's an advocate for, like, you know, black people, betterment for black people, very black culture, self-worth. And I'm a fan of his music first and foremost. So we had him on an episode, and what I really appreciated about him is he was able to tell the people how to monetize your craft.
Conscious decision not to put my music on the DSP platforms, because I already knew what the DSPs are dishing out in terms of, you know, a monetary compensation. It's not that much. They ain't paying cats that much for streams. So I already realized, okay, listen, let me go ahead and sell this direct to consumer via my website, via a platform like Bandcamp.
Get more direct with it, more aggressive.
Right. And I was able to see more benefits. And I always tell artists that what you need to see in order to continue to believe is an actual tangible thing that you can hold in your hand. Like you need an ROI, like you need a return on investment before you decide, oh damn, this ain't worth nothing, I'm gonna go ahead and quit. Or dang, what is it that I can do? And you'll still kind of be on a hamster wheel if you don't see that return, even if you break even. You know what I'm saying?
And you know, like he was able to tell like rappers, like, yo, bro, when it comes to music, you could put your music on certain general platforms, but the main goal is for you to feel that tangible feeling of your work, of you actually getting the feedback.
Right.
So he was basically saying like, I don't know what kind of vocabulary he said it, or the word he kind of said it, but he basically was saying like, don't put your music on Apple or like these big platforms and shit like that, and put it on apps where you can make money from it. So I just love the fact that he was able to like just tell people like how to really get your bread from making your music and shit like that, and just being yourself. You feel what I'm saying? But how you feel about that episode?
I feel like my man Prince, you know, like he's definitely gravitational, like in simple conversation or even in his music, simple, you know. But personally, I feel like he just has great skills when it comes to just being how can I say it, very on point with what you're doing, you know, sticking to the craft, sticking to what you're doing, and developing it as much as you can. Like he was telling us on the show, his beloved mother, you know, she used to get him up early in the morning and just, you know, after he's up in the morning, whether or not he got to be in school in a couple hours, he got to find something to do, you know. As he found something to do, whatever it may be, he developed in it, you know. So that's just what I took from him, you know, just staying active and developing the craft that you may be participating or partaking in at the moment.
I think it was, for me, it was honing in on your skills, no matter what.
Yeah.
Sticking to your craft or honing in on them. So I appreciate you, Prince. Keep doing what you're doing. Y'all y'all follow Prince Wise on Instagram. Also Gigi as well. Y'all can follow them on Instagram.
Show them love. Show them love.
This next episode was a joy. It was definitely joyful because it was the art of giving. And shout outs to Joy. She has a platform called Build Black Give Back. Sorry for that. I don't want to butcher that. A nonprofit org. She does a lot of workshops and programs in the community. Just shows the power of gratitude. And this episode just really just showed me that, like, what's your calling? Like, it was called Path and Purpose, but like, what is your calling? Like, what's your gift? Like, why are you here?
Right.
It made me question my why. And I feel like in life, your why change a lot, but that's why you have to have a foundation. Like, I think you gotta have one strong umbrella, and then you kind of, you feel what I'm saying? You change in that involvement.
If you aren't a giver, you can't force it. Life is gonna do that. Whether you believe in God or not, life is gonna has a way of showing us the lessons that we need. So I can be around you guys and say you aren't a natural giver, but he is.
Right.
You see us naturally going out and doing these give backs and even just doing this, giving knowledge to the people, but you're like, man, I don't really want to do that. I don't see what I can give back. Something in life is going to change your perspective. So we don't have to force it. All we have to do is be around you and continue to show you and give you perspective.
Right.
It will naturally happen on its own. We don't have to be like, well, Brian, why don't you just give him the $5?
Right.
We don't have to do that. It will happen on its own.
But for me, that episode, bro, she was gangster. Like, just, it made me feel good. I was sincere. Like, I'm like, nah. I feel like I'm next to, bro, I feel like I'm next to a person that I feel the same way. Like, why not give?
Yeah, no. Everything she was saying was just on point. You know, she was just hitting the nail on the head. A lot of people may not understand where she's coming from because you're just not there mentally, you know, and that's fine. You may not have experienced what she have experienced, and that's fine, you know. But at the same time, I feel like Joy, she's very sincere and very admirable, you know, because she was able to display the importance of uplifting and going out your way for someone else.
Right.
You know, a lot of people, like I said originally, don't have the ability to do that. You feel me? But just doing that, it goes a long way, you know, and it makes you feel better that you can see somebody else feel good too, you know, because at any moment anybody could go through it as well.
Yeah, I think also for me, it gives me that quote of, if you had the opportunity to choose to do the kind thing or the right thing, choose what's kind, because that will always be right. I don't know if I said it correctly, but just be kind, be genuine. That's why I fuck with that episode super. The next episode is episode 6, featuring Bed-Stuy's fly manager, Mr. Weeze himself, and black-owned spot, Bed-Stuy, streetwear fashion, got their own kicks. Black owned.
They doing their thing.
Culture, Bed-Stuy culture, and this episode was powerful because I feel like it showed me teamwork. You know, like together each achieves more.
Entrepreneur, a young black man in business, a lot of people look up to you. People will walk into the store and they be like, hey, are you guys the owner? And they be like, yeah, we own this. This is our establishment. And then people really be surprised because a lot of time they're not used to seeing us behind the counters running things. And it's just us throughout the store, you feel me? So I feel like that's just a motivation for us to keep it going. And like, I got nieces, I got little brothers, and like I said, generational wealth. I want them to look up to me like, yo, my big brother, my uncle's doing something right.
Years from now, 50, 70, maybe not here. That's what they show me. They show like having communication. When he was talking about having meetings all the time,
Right.
I sat home with me because just having SteelSharpnSteel, like we communicate as well.
Right.
And it's just the power of when people come together and have conversations, what it can do, the opportunities it can prevail. So I love this episode because he also showed not even just black entrepreneurship, but business survival. Like they via the pandemic and adapting to times now.
Right.
Those are like roller coaster rides that businesses have to like encounter all the time.
Absolutely, you're not lying, and that goes out for anybody that's looking to start a business. You're gonna need a vision, because that vision is gonna help you map things out.
Right.
You're gonna need a team that's gonna hold you and everybody else accountable. A team that's gonna hold everybody accountable within that organization, that business. And it's gonna be ups and downs. It's gonna be unforeseen things that's just gonna come about and may cause a business just to, possibly have to close down or possibly have to let somebody go. Like, just downsize a little bit. I don't want to take it all the way to closing down, but they may have to downsize a little bit. But that's just up to the person, and that's just up to the team members to adapt. And I feel like
they was adapting.
Yeah, I feel like personally, Weez was just expressing the fact of his team's adaptability, and the importance of that.
Right,
you feel me? So shout out to Weez, shout out to Best Out Fly. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, get their hats. We need black billionaires. We need more black billionaires. Black owned. This next episode 7, we had a wonderful sister, Miss Shawnee Gibson.
Powerful.
Miss Shawnee Benson Gibson.
Powerful.
She's an amazing woman. She does a lot of work in the healing space, very culture, Black history. She has something called Wake Up Everybody, where she has powerful, insightful dialogue. One thing I love about Shawnee, what she did for me prior to the podcast and during the podcast, when we had her both times, she just always tells me to slow down.
Being compassionate, being a listening ear without trying to come up with solutions all the time. Like if they ask you, can you help me get to a solution, then okay. But if they just like want to vent and you're like, well, you can do this and you can do that, it can just derail their process and have them going in the direction of what your desire is and not necessarily doing what works for them.
Right.
But other than slowing down, bro, like the biggest thing with me is emotional intelligence. Like one thing about self-work, it's a consistent thing, but being aware of your emotions is key.
Right.
So she really helped me understand the power of being aware of it. All avenues of self-awareness. You know what I'm saying? So I fuck with her, and not even a curse, but I look up to Shawnee. She's gangster.
No, I agree, 100%. Like, you ain't lied, not one bit. I appreciate.
If I did, tell me.
Nah, man, you hit it on the nail, 100%. Shawnee is amazing. She's an idol. Like, she's an idol. She's the ideal person to want to have around, especially when you're going through an emotional situation. You're going through a mental problem. Like she specializes in trauma. She specializes in spiritual healing. She does a lot of community-based work, and I appreciate her because for the most part, she helps me to understand, like, you just got to take a moment and notice what's going around with yourself. And it's not even just to notice what you may be feeling that's paining you, but what you may be emotionally feeling. A lot of people overlook that, but Shawnee is amazing. When she came on the show, she gave a lot of gems. So appreciate you, Shawnee.
Yeah, we appreciate you, big sis. And what I appreciate you too is, I think when it comes to communication, you got to be a listener first. And I ain't gonna stay too long in it, but she helped me to realize you got to be a shoulder. Yeah. You have to be a listener ear. I love you, Shawnee. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And next, we got the boy himself,
Yes,
Just
sir.
Be Yourself. That's with 2 cash-ons, because he'll kill me. But nah, shout out to Just Be, great dude. Sleep City, got appearances on 105.1, hip-hop artist, rap and sing, fire.
Doing his thing.
Risk Zone.
Doing his thing.
Risk Zone. You know what I'm saying? But nah, shout outs to that man. He came on the episode and I loved his energy.
Right.
His energy was like, it was really, not even that it was transferable, but it was so charismatic. Like, I felt him. I was like, nah, I fuck with him. Like, and he showed me his character in like in an hour or two.
Staying in control is only having the people that want good around you. You have to be able to know, like, you don't have no yes men around you.
Right.
You can't be salty. Somebody say they don't like something, they don't like something. Now it's up to you to figure out what you got to do to make them like it. You tricking them every time. Well, music is mental, is vibrations.
Right.
So whatever gets you going, they could be talking about killing animals. But if it gets you going, it's like, yo, that's getting you going.
Right.
And one thing I liked about him is character. He showed me the importance of having a character and being a solid dude. It's going to help you cultivate certain relationships.
Right.
As an artist, you know, or as a person in your life, you should want to be liked. You should want to be your best version of yourself, and having a good character is going to be able to, like, you know, doing good things. It's going to be able to help you have those relationships.
Right.
And you never know where it's going to take you.
Right.
So having that vision and then having a network because of your character, that's what he showed me in that episode. I'm like, nah, son's energy and just, he was dope, phenomenal, bro.
Amazing, captivating, you know, like, I agree with my brother 100%. Like, his words just had a stronghold on me. I was just like, oh, my boy is just coming through crazy, you know. But it's amazing that my brother was saying character. Forgive me, you know. But at the same time, quality over quantity, you know. And it's just pretty much just being a solid individual could take you a long way. It could bring not a whole bunch of people, but the right people around you.
Right.
You know, and I feel like that's what he came on the show and expressed to the SteelSharpnSteel audience, to the community, the importance of just having that people you could trust, that you could break down and build with.
Right.
You know, like sometimes you gonna go through things that you have to break down, you know, but you may not be able to trust everybody with the things you're going through, you know. But if you had that one person that you could trust, you know, break down with them, you know. Clear that air, you know, or clear what's inside of you and whatnot and everything, and get back, you know. That person may be the person to help you get back, and then y'all build. But I feel like that's what he showed the community, you know, the importance of just being true to self, for sure. So shout out to my man.
Yeah, just shout out to Just. Follow him on Instagram. He has a lot of music on Tidal, all of the platforms. Dope music. And the next guy, man, powerful man. Powerful spirit, powerful mental. You could tell that he's in the right direction. Mr. Horsley himself, he's a football coach, flag football coach. He's an educator.
Absolutely.
And what I appreciate about him, man, like, we had that episode about youth building and knowledge itself.
Right.
But he was giving me vibes that boy be reading a lot.
Right.
But it was so powerful, bro, because he just was giving me gems about the black experience, like giving me his journey for the most part.
Right.
And, you know, because he's an educator, he has a real role in helping these kids build their confidence and understand themselves.
Like, when we talk about mental health, for one, if you don't reach out and talk to somebody about what's going on with you, right? How will we know? You can come across and you can have a bad day today, and you might need his support on something, but he doesn't have a clue on what's going on with you because you too stubborn to ask for the question, right? Yo, bro, could you help me out? Could you, you know, give me a ride, some money, or some words of advice or whatever. If you're not in that space and you too immature, I'm not even gonna say immature, you might have a lot of pride, and you might not have been raised to express yourself in that type of way. That's holding you back. That's a hindrance. That's toxicity.
But, you know, he said something in the episode like, one day I could just go on YouTube and I could look up this, and one day I could go up there and look up this and learn. And on my head, I'm like, yo, that's the beauty of life. Like, learning any second you get a chance. You know how they say you really learn something every day? Really making that your goal every day, being better, creating newness, and he sealed the deal for me.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact, and it's most important. It's very important to understand that everybody have their own walks of life, you know. But at the same time, you still gotta, educate yourself. You still gotta progress, and do better. Despite what you may going through, you still gotta educate and get better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like Halston came on the show and he just expressed the importance of knowing yourself.
Right.
Understanding what you can do and what you can't do. So if it doesn't align, if it doesn't fit with you, just let it go, let it fly. I appreciate that man for making that known, because it's for your advantage at the end of the day. It's for your benefit at the end of the day. Like my brother just said, Halston referenced the fact that whenever he's ready, he's gonna spend a week and learn something on YouTube. He's gonna spend another week and learn something else on YouTube. But it's just us making the time to do it.
Yeah.
So thank you for highlighting the importance of doing that.
Yeah, if it's something that we want to tell y'all, it's just your choice, like your decision making and making sure that the activity management of your day is contributing to things that's going to serve you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Beautiful.
So this season was very amazing. It was so much personal development. You got some Black history. You got some emotional intelligence. You got some actionary, like, harsh shit. Like, get up and go and get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we pride ourselves on these things. And I just want to say we appreciate the guests for coming out.
100%.
What I take from this whole season, bro, is we have a lot of people out there that's doing it. And we have to continue to show people that they could come on our show.
Right.
And what I mean by that is seeing those 10 people come on our show and display all them gems. I'm just saying, like, us Black people, we got so much more.
Nah, yeah, it's a lot more in store for us, and the more that we continue pursuing the importance of aligning with some valuable Black people, we're gonna have more for the audience. So in due time, yeah.
Definitely in due time. Shout out to everybody that came on the podcast.
Highly appreciate it.
And what y'all showed me, man, it shows me, like, we out here doing it. That's what I got from the season. We are out here doing it.
100%.
We are out here doing it. A lot of things is going on in this world. There's a lot of turmoil. But I want y'all to just look and discover your own excellence. Because once y'all get that individual spirit that you guys are better and have more worth, then we can come together, man. Still sharp and still, baby.
We out of here.
We out of here.